Temaki, a Japanese cone-shaped food that literally means handmade sushi roll. It's basically a seaweed wrap with rice and a variety of fillings. It's different from buying in restaurants. In general, here in Brazil, they used to be very big and clumsy, and the nori is always floppy. So by doing at home, it's possible to achieve a new experience. It's a healthy weeknight meal, and it's perfect to eat on your lunchtime of your work too, as I'll show you at the end of this video. Let's talk about the rice. It's the binder between the seaweed sheet and the fillings. I definitely recommend to make your rice with a rice cooker. It's way easier. Just pick the rice pan, put the rice in, wash your rice. Remove the water. Then use the measures of the rice pan. One is for 1 cup, which is what I used. So fill the rice pan with filtered water until it reaches the number 1. The left one is our rice. Then put it back to the rice cooker and press the button and done. It could not be easier. But I don't think you should buy this machine just for this recipe. So let's try it in a pan. Same first step, wash your rice. Then I put 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice. When the water starts to boil, down your heat and let it there. Cook it until you start to hear the sizzling. This one. I had to put a bit more of water because it wasn't done in that moment. If the rice is already soft, put the lid on. Turn off the heat and let it there for a while. It will make the rice fluffy and with the same texture of a rice cooker. But again, it's so much better to have a rice cooker. It's too convenient. Hashtag not an ad. For the omelet, I like to keep it simple. I pour the eggs into the bowl. Add sugar and a pinch of salt. After that, whisk it until it's homogeneous. Then I melt butter in my pan and drop the eggs in there. I let them form a little bit. I push them around just to fold some layers. It will make them fluffier. When I see that the omelette is already formed, before it cooks to the end, I fold it from the edge to shape a rectangle. I turn it around to see if it's how I want, and it is. Then I place it on a cutting board and let it sit for a while, just to not burn myself. I slice as thin as I can, and I try to make clean cuts, but it's okay if it breaks a little bit. And don't discard the edges. Everything is going for the temaki. With the cucumber, I slice it in half and I cut it to turn it into strips. Nothing more. I won't add salt or anything else because I think for this recipe the natural crunchiness, structure and moisture of the cucumber are already perfect. For the mango, I prefer the Palmer mango, a type that has less fiber and stick less between your teeth. I peel all of it, but we are not going to use it all, just a half. Save the other side for another temaki night. I slice preferably in the same size of the cucumber strips. Kani is the meat I'm going for this dish. It's an alternative for actual crab meat. It's made of real fish, but with the intention to emulate the taste of crab. It's not the cheapest thing of the world, but it's more accessible than real crab, and it's easy to store. I can keep it frozen and I only eat a few, so it pays off very well. With the knife, I slice very thin. It's very strong, so you don't need a lot of it. It's very flavorful by its own. Now all this will be embraced by a seaweed sheet, which is called nori in Japanese. It's not common to have this at home, but in every Asian store you can find it. A good quality nori is crispy like this. Very crispy. I like to eat it like this, but let's have some for the recipe, shall we? Here I find this type of nori that is a square of 20 centimeters. I cut it in half, and 3 squares of this size are enough for a person. On our nori, to fold everything in the form of a cone, a tip is to pick one of the 4 points of the nori and fold it until it touches its opposite edge. Then just roll it up. It will do by itself. See, it's not something from another world. Now let's try for real. I like to have every filling embraced by the rice. So, considering the direction we plan to fold, I must place the rice all along the way we will fold. Then I place the fillings transversely. By this way, I can guarantee that everything will be embraced by the gohan very easily. I like to imagine that I'll have equal parts of rice and the other fillings. Then just fold everything until that top edge, right there. Maybe the first ones will be tricky, so take your time to do it. Just fold first, then let it roll by itself. See? Very simple, and it's okay for the first try. With practice, it becomes more and more natural for you, and you can even find your own way to do it. This dish is well served with a soy sauce. Dip your temaki in and enjoy the heaven. It's savory, it's sweet, refreshing. If you want only cucumber, go ahead. If you want to stay vegetarian, take the kani away. It's your temaki and you control it. As the temaki is not big, I can keep preparing and enjoying the crunchiness of the nori in every bite. I think it's a very dynamic type of food that I can eat and prepare it simultaneously. It works very well to a party, and you can even eat in your work. You don't believe me? Just see this casual footage of a very happy salaryman enjoying his self-made temaki. He clearly laughs because the temaki is so awesome. Now why don't you try it?